Warning. Proceeding without caution will bring you into spoiler territory for the media displayed on screen. Timestamps are gifted in the description and comment section. Viewer discretion is advised.
Alright, y'all know the drill. Seen some movies, I have some thoughts, I want to talk about them. So today, given the title, we're going to be talking about Drop, Colorful Stage, the movie, A Miku Who Can't Sing, and The Amatuer. And I'm going in that order because that's the order that I watched these movies in. So starting with Drop, this was a movie that I had actually zero interest in seeing. Its trailer didn't really intrigue me that much. I thought the memes it showed was pretty cringe, but I guess that's just basic for Hollywood stuff. It's just kind of what you're gonna get. And it may be a personal thing, but every single time the trailer played, the buzzing noise from the phone was so loud. It felt like it was like buzzing inside of my head and would give me a headache, and I hated it. And they'd make that sound effect be so frequent in the trailer. So seeing that several times, I grew to just not care about this movie, and I had no interest in. Even after I had watched White Lotus Season 2 and recognized Mehgann Fahy, which I liked her in White Lotus. She was good. Her character wasn't really that hateable. Not as much as Cameron. Fuck Cameron. But it wasn't until I watched the Dead Meat podcast episode where they talked about the movies that they saw at the Overlook Film Festival, where they did mention Drop. They talked about it, at least spoiler-free, and they gave it a recommendation. I was like, well, this is Dead Meat. Usually when they recommend a movie, it is actually good. I've seen The Menu, Possessor, and The Substance because of the Dead Meat podcast, and all three of those movies are great. I even saw the first Terrifier because of their podcast episode, and even though they didn't really like the movie that much and didn't recommend it, I ended up liking it. I really should watch Bodies, Bodies, Bodies. But yeah, I thought, well, if Dead Meat's recommending it, I should give it a shot. So I bought my ticket, I went and watched it, wanted to give it a fair chance. I wasn't gonna walk in and wanting to love it or hate it. I just walked in, gave it the chance, and you motherfuckers, you were right. Yeah, Drop was actually pretty good. I guess I can speak as someone that was really annoyed with the trailer. If you are one of those people that didn't like the movie because of the trailer kind of doesn't really do it much of a service. I feel like the trailer did a little bit of a disservice to it. The trailer does show that the movie is going to have a mystery element to it, and it does, and I think the mystery element is good. The way they handled it and the little reveal at the end of the mystery, I think was actually pretty good. But it is also a funny movie. It's got a lot of funny moments. The waiter is great. He's cool. I love him. Mehgann Fahy, pretty good. Brandon Sklenar, sorry if I butchered that. He was also pretty good. The memes, not so good. Yeah, that's, I guess, the biggest criticism I have of the movie is that the memes that are sent to Mehgann, not good. It's to be expected, given a Hollywood movie. There's another movie that Dead Meat recommended that they said was, very much made by, two 20-year-olds that grew up on the internet, and it's very much for people who are people that grew up on the internet, so that's... I don't remember the title of it, but that is definitely something I'm gonna have to go check out. But going back to Drop, it has as with a lot of these videos, I'm working off a very vague memory from a one-time watch several weeks ago at this point. I don't know why I'm trying to not talk spoilers right now. I've already put the spoiler warning in this video. I spoil everything. So, the mystery element is great because it makes you think of several different people. There's a guy that constantly runs into her and is always on his phone. You kind of think maybe he's the one that's sending all these drops. You think maybe it could be someone else at some point. And then it ends up being the old guy that Mehgann's character runs into when she's sitting at the bar waiting for her date. I thought that was a nice little twist of who the culprit actually is. I thought the whole the whole story of her being a widow of a psychopathic, abusive piece of shit. I thought that was an interesting character trait. But definitely the thing I remember the most from this movie and what was my favorite was the cinematography, and to go hand in hand with that, also the editing. There's a lot of cool shots in this movie. The ones that I still remember are her going into the restaurant for the first time, and it's just this top-down showcase of her, but the camera's incredibly high up, and it just kind of looks cool, and she's so tiny. There's the other one where she's in the bathroom, and it kind of does a similar thing, but it also shows darkness kind of surrounding her until she's the only person there and you don't see the bathroom anymore. I thought that looked kind of cool. There was the shot where she's looking outside the window thinking about her trauma, and the camera pans out and it does the little darkness effect as well, and I thought that looked cool. But then the thing that I thought was really cool was when she was in the stall and she's looking at the camera feed from her house, and it starts slowly showing that camera feed around her on the stall like doors, or I guess walls, until you no longer see the stall. She's just in front of the different camera feeds, and I was like, that's a cool looking shot. That's some cool looking editing. So yeah, that was probably my favorite part of the movie. In terms of writing and pacing, I thought it was good. Unfortunately, there's not really much for me to talk about because I can't remember much other than the couple shots. I thought Mehgann's character, Violet, was pretty good. No, but overall, it was a nice little fun, entertaining movie. A lot better than I expected it to be. And also, the phone buzzing sound effect, the thing I was mostly fearful going into this movie, not as loud as in the trailer. To be fair, I don't know if that was just because of the auditorium I was in, because, I did notice during the trailer portions before the movie, it was a little quiet, so, maybe those speakers in that room were just quieter than usual. I don't know. What I do know is that phone buzzing sound effect did not feel like it was drilling into my fucking skull every time it played, like it was in the trailer. Every single fucking time I had to see it. So yeah, Drop, I'd recommend it. Dead Meat, I guess, is now on 4 for 4 of recommendations that they absolutely nail. They are good movies. I will have to watch Bodies at some point. I definitely do want to watch The Ugly Stepsister, since they seemed really in love with that, and Chelsea talking about how that gave her the same, comfort and relatability as The Substance. And then, the other movie that they talked about that I can't remember the name of. Yeah, I do recommend the movie.
Hatsune Miku!
Next up, we have Colorful Stage, the movie Miku Who Can't Sing. I'm not someone who really likes Vocaloid in general, let alone Hatsune Miku. It's not like I don't like it or I hate it, it's just not something that really interests me that much. But I have a friend who does like Hatsune Miku enough that when we went to a gaming expo together, he wanted to buy something and he settled on buying a Hatsune Miku sticker. So when I saw the movie sitting on the Regal app as limited time being in theaters for 4 days, I was like, hey, you want to watch a Hatsune Miku movie? And it was like, yeah, I have no idea what it's about. And I want to read out the description of this movie that Regal gave me. It's going to be a little bit of a read, but I just want to read this out because I want you guys to know this is the only bit of knowledge, up until my friend kind of explained a little bit more, but this was the only bit of knowledge I had of the movie when I bought the ticket, okay? Ichika Hoshino, who heard a song by Hatsune Miku that she had never heard before at a CD shop, meets the eye of a Miku that she has never seen before on the monitor, but Miku disappears shortly after. Later, after finishing a street performance, Miku, whom she had seen before, appears on Ichika's smartphone. Miku is trying to deliver her songs to the owners of her feelings, but she is worried that no matter how much she sings, she will not reach them. At that time, she saw Ichika delivering her songs to the hearts of many people at a live performance, and thought that if she knew about her, she would be able to deliver her songs to them too. Ichika decides to deliver songs to her friends in order to fulfill Miku's wish. I'm gonna be honest, I read that and I had no fucking idea what I was reading, and I was sold. So I bought the 2 tickets and we went and watched them, and oh boy. The only bit of context my friend gave me, because he looked a little bit more into what this movie was about, I guess apparently it's based off of a video game, like a mobile game that's rhythm game types, but for mobile. He had me play a few rounds just to get the feel of it, gave me bit of the lore of the 4 different groups, and I guess apparently the movie was going to be about these 4 groups from the game, or I guess 5 groups or something, and then something about a Miku who can't sing, and that was it. That's all the knowledge I had going into this. I think he had a little bit more knowledge because he watched a couple videos about it, but I wanted to go in just blind, or at least the blindest I could, and yeah, I mean, for it being based off of a mobile game, you kind of don't really, how do I put this? You don't really need to know that. It's not something where you have to have played the mobile game in order to understand. You can kind of get the basic understanding of, it's just 5 different groups of people that I guess There's it's kind of like a multiverse movie in a way. Like, the 5 different groups of people aren't in the same universe. They're in their own different universes. They all just kind of link up with Hatsune Miku, or this specific Hatsune Miku, because she brings them to her world. I don't remember what they were calling it in the movie. And yeah, basically it's just Hatsune Miku has the song that she tries to sing to the people of her world that are fucking depressed, because you can't have Vocaloid without depression. But, like, they're all depressed. They don't want to listen to her. She can't get to them. And then when she, like, finally kind of gives up on doing this and just, like, gives into all the depression, is when the other 5 groups decide to take her song and turn it into their own version. And then you get this point in the movie where there's 5 different groups performing 5 different songs that are all basically about not giving up, and especially not giving up on your dreams. And I'm going to be real with you. The night before, I had some not so good thoughts as I was going to sleep. I'm not going to get into them. But partially, they kind of had to do with giving up on dreams, you know. Again, not so good. So going into this, having no fucking idea that this was going to be a little bit of the theme in the movie, when I got to the 5 bands talking about this, I just started crying. Because reading the lyrics and the subtitles, a lot of them were hitting home. I was not expecting to have cried during the Hatsune Miku movie. But yeah, I guess because of that, I do really like the movie. If I were to try to critique it as like writing wise, I don't really know. I don't really think I can. It's hard for there. I feel like Evangelion just kind of did something to me where I can't really critique anime the same way that I critique, like, Hollywood movies. Like, when I watch an anime movie, or just an anime in general, there's just this disconnect to me that it's like, you could look at this and tell me the writing is bad, but, like, I don't care. Like, I watched all of Evangelion, the end of Evangelion, then 3 of the rebuilds, and had absolutely no fucking idea what I was watching, and enjoyed most of it. I say most of it because my first watch of the original show wasn't all that great. But when I got to the rebuilds, I certainly, the rebuilds of Evangelion, I had no fucking idea what I was watching. I don't even remember most of it, but I do remember enjoying it. So yeah, with the Hatsune Miku movie, it's like, writing-wise, maybe there's some criticisms there. I didn't really mind it. I didn't think it was that bad. I enjoyed the writing, or at least, like, the story. I enjoyed the characters, and I enjoyed the plot, and then, yeah, I enjoyed listening to 5 separate songs about don't give up on your dreams. I also really enjoyed the first band's performance, which I am going to go find the damn names for it. Yeah, the Vivid Bad Squad performance. I really liked the movie version of it. I do like the song, don't get me wrong. I actually really like the song. Probably actually my favorite out of the 5, but I really enjoyed the movie because of just how everything was animated. There's something about watching anime girls and guys kind of rapping, like the typical like rap performance, but like seeing that animated in the anime art style, that's just kind of, I don't know, mesmerizing to look at. Also, I might be also a tiny bit biased towards this because of having seen it in theaters. We got a little like Hatsune Miku performance after show after it, like after the credits rolled, like went black, and then Hatsune Miku showed up on screen and then performed one of the main song, like the full version of the Hatsune Miku song in the movie that's the whole fucking thing is based off of. And it had like all the other like Vocaloid characters that I don't recognize, or I know nothing about, except for the one with pink hair and the black and gold outfit just straight up looks like Mori Calliope's first model. Yeah, and like that was kind of cool. I also really like how at the end of the Hatsune Miku after show, my friend did a little golf clap just as a joke, and then the rest of the theater started applauding. Which, okay, I don't know if they were applauding because he started doing the golf clap. I don't know if they were just applauding because we kind of basically watched a concert, which, yeah, that's where you would applaud. But I find it fucking hilarious that I have gone several years hearing about this stereotype that American theaters applaud at everything. I don't know. I don't usually watch MCU movies in theater. I don't usually watch MCU movies, period, let alone in theaters. I don't recall hearing applauding when I saw Endgame. I surely have not seen the Minecraft movie in theaters. I'm avoiding that shit. I'm at least avoiding seeing it in theaters. There will be a video on it, just gotta wait. But anyways, I keep hearing about how American theaters applaud and everything, and I haven't been to the theaters much except for in the past year or two, and I have yet to ever hear or see applauding until the Hatsune Miku movie, which I find hilarious that it's the Japanese movie that I hear American theater applauding. When the Japanese don't fucking register noise when they watch movies in theaters. I just think that's funny. Speaking of funny, there are funny moments in this movie. I can't remember any of them, to be honest. I cannot quote you, but I do remember laughing. I also remember there being like a shard from Miku's universe, and a character picked it up and like was trying to put two of the pieces together, and I leaned over to my friend and said, "She's building a nether portal." And then I proceeded to whisper in his ear, doing an impression of Doobas Goobas's impression of Jack Black in his Minecraft video, going, "It's the nether portal from Minecraft." Honestly, the worst part about that theater experience was the fact that some mom and her kids were sitting in my seat, and I tried to sit somewhere else, and then I was sitting in someone else's seat, and I moved somewhere else, and then I was probably sitting in someone else's seat, but they didn't mention anything about it, so I didn't get to sit in the seats that I paid for, because I don't like confrontation. Well, whatever, it's a Hatsune Miku movie. I don't have to be sitting in the exact center of the theater like I do with everything else. But anyways, yeah, I like the Hatsune Miku movie. That would be one I would recommend. If you like Hatsune Miku, yeah, I recommend it. Oh, also, there's a group. One of the band groups has a thing about Nightcord, which I do remember my friend explaining this to me, and he was like, it's basically just Discord, but like not actually called Discord, because, you know, trademark and copyright and all that stuff, and rights. What I wasn't expecting was in the movie, it straight up is just Discord. Like, it's called Nightcord, but the layout is just Discord. Also, there's a character that goes the entire day without eating, and oh my god, she's literally me. I think I could probably continue going on about this movie and all the little things. Like, there's a character that has like the sideways streaming chat monitor that I thought was cool, or a character looked like she was. There was a character using a DAW, and I don't remember what DAW it was, but part of me feels like it was FL Studio, but maybe I'm just biased. Could have been Pro Tools or Ableton, I don't know. But seeing a DAW in the movie, I was like, ooh, Leonardo DiCaprio pointing. I know that. Yeah, I think I'm gonna stop talking about this movie now before I just keep rambling about the same shit. I enjoyed it. I'd recommend it. Anyways, moving on to the last movie. This is probably kind of a dud to fall onto because I found The Amateur alright. Again, this was a movie that like Would Drop, I had no interest in seeing, but unlike Would Drop, where I watched it because of a recommendation, The Amateur was just a movie I just chose. I was gonna work a 6-hour shift, and I thought, I want to get a movie so I can, I want to get tickets to a movie so I have something to, get me through this work shift, so I can just think, okay, after this I can go watch a movie. And I was scrolling through what's playing in my theater, and The Amateur was the only one that out of all the movies that were uninteresting, Amateur was the one that kind of just stood out as, I guess I'll watch this. I mean, in comparison to, The King of Kings, what, an animated Jesus movie? No, thank you. Or, the Minecraft movie, which, like I said, I'm not watching in theaters. Mostly because I have a video planned in mind, but also because, my god, the shit I've heard about what's going on in the theaters about that movie. Or, Until Dawn. I haven't played the actual Until Dawn game, but I'm not gonna watch a video game adaptation that doesn't actually really adapt the video game. No. Warfare? I don't give a fuck. A Working Man? I already saw it. Star Wars Revenge of the Sith. I'd quite honestly, I'd rather watch Backstroke of the West. Now, if you put Backstroke of the West in theaters, now I would pay money for that. I literally only have to pay 50 cents a ticket because of my Regal subscription, but if you put Backstroke of the West in theaters, I pay a full price ticket. I'd probably pay double the amount for that shit. But no, out of all those movies, The Amateur was the one that was like, okay, I guess I'll give this a watch. It's got Laurence Fishburne in it. I like him. It's got Rami Malek. I've seen one clip from that robot show that he's in, I guess. And so I bought the tickets, casually mentioned it to a coworker, and they told me that they really liked the movie, so I was like, okay. I have not actually talked to this coworker about the movie because of the fact that I thought the movie was just kind of alright. Basically, The Amateur is like a neat little, like, spin on the guy gets revenge movie. I can't really give shit to a movie for being basic when I liked A Working Man. And I guess, in a way, The Amateur isn't really basic, because unlike A Working Man, where that's just the most basic shit, like, Jason Statham is just old guy, kills sex traffickers, and gets daughter back. Like, wow. Taken. With The Amateur, there's, like, CIA guy that's really smart in terms of computers, but not really in terms of actually killing people, and, or being threatening at all. And, his wife dies, and so then he seeks out revenge, and he does all of his killings in different ways, like decompressing the air in the fuck do they call it, sky pool or something, or, like a bomb where, like, the person would have to run really fast in order to, like, avoid getting blown up. Kind of stuff like that. Can't really shoot a gun. I don't think he ever really does shoot a gun. He, like, forces CIA training, but only just so he can get the bare minimum knowledge before he, like, goes off, and then he gets chased by Laurence Fishburne. It's a neat little twist on that kind of character. Like, you know, a lot of the movie I was thinking about John Wick and how John Wick is just this absolute badass that can, like, do anything, and this is, like, the opposite of that. Like, this is... I will give Rami Malek this. There is the scene where he's talking to his boss, and he's giving his thing of, like, you know, I have this, like, dead switch. If you kill me, this will go to all three of these stuff. I demand, you know, CIA stuff, because I'm gonna blackmail you with the fact that you're covering up a drone strike by calling it a suicide bombing. All this stuff. He basically blackmails his boss. He blackmails the CIA straight up. In the scene, you can tell with Rami Malek's acting that he is anxious as fuck, and he is so not the kind of person that just does this. He is just forcing himself to do it, and I thought that was kind of neat. And then after the scene, he throws up in his car from anxiety, and I was like, okay, that's kind of cool. That's a neat little twist. And I mean, overall, the movie was entertaining, but I don't know, I just kind of left it thinking, eh. Like, I was entertained. I didn't hate really anything about the movie. I was a little confused about how Laurence Fishburne survived, because, like, he straight up looked like he died, and then he just shows up at the end to get into Rami Malek's car and make a joke about how, oh, you must be on your 9 lives, and then he's like, you did good, kid, and he was like, oh, I got good training. He's like, nah, can't train that. You did good, and then he just gets out of the car and fucks off. I was like, that entire scene, I'm just sitting there going, huh? He survived? How? Okay. But yeah, like I said, The Amateur's not a movie that I would say I hated. I wouldn't say I loved it. I don't even know if I'd really say... I guess I liked it, but not really enough that I think I'd rewatch it. I think I don't really like doing the scores or numbers anymore, but I think I gave it a 3 out of 5 on my Letterboxd, which is like a 6 out of 10, which... You know, when I give scores on Letterboxd, I'm still going off of my, like, feelings of just enjoyment. I guess from an enjoyment level, 6 out of 10. Like, it was fine. I had a decent time watching it. It was entertaining, but nothing special outside of the neat little twist it does to the quote-unquote badass character for, you know, seeking revenge. I thought the way he kind of got the main villain was kind of neat. Like, he doesn't actually kill them. He instead, like, hacks their boat to go into, what was it, Finland seas, and then they get arrested. Like, that was kind of funny, I guess. Oh, hold on. Now, I just remembered. I wanted to look up something. I was correct. The moment I saw his wife in the movie, I was like, isn't that Lois Lane in the new James Gunn Superman movie? And it is. Okay. Cool. It's unfortunate that she dies like 5 minutes in, and I can't really get a feel for her acting. I mean, I liked her in it, but for the couple minutes that she was in, I do look forward to the James Gunn Superman movie. Also, I had no idea that John Bernthal was gonna be in this. He appears for like 3 scenes in total. He was good, I guess. Yeah, The Amateur was a movie. I think really my Letterboxd review puts it greatly of just, it is literally the epitome of men will do anything but go to therapy. Because he literally gets forced into a therapy session. He kind of does the therapy thing. He at least talks about his feelings. And then he just fucks off and still goes with his plan. Like, men will literally do anything but go to therapy. But yeah, other than that, it was fine. I mean, I guess... in a way, I guess I'd recommend it just for the little, for the way that they kind of flipped the character out for revenge thing by making it a guy that's not really a killer, not really a badass. He's just very smart with technology and uses that to his advantage. But overall, I don't think I'd rewatch it. I'd rewatch Drop, and I would definitely rewatch the Hatsune Miku movie. Amateur, not really, but. Again, I don't think it's a bad movie. I just thought it was fine. And that's basically going to be it. How do I title a video? I have some thoughts and then ramble for like 40 fucking minutes. We'll see what this video ends up being when I edit it. Have you seen Drop, Colorful Stage, or The Amateur? If you have, what did you think about them? Tell me in the comments down below. Like, genuinely, I do enjoy media discourse. And I do enjoy getting comments actually giving their thoughts on the movies I talk about. And, yeah. As usual, I have no idea how to end a video. I'm not even, at this point, I don't even try to figure out how to. I just end it.
And of course, everyone has their own opinion. But my opinion is the best opinion. I'm sure you figured that out already.
Could I have a subscriber, please?